And the kuda from the previous minor. So, the nakuda of the previous minor is that the world, although it is chitzonius, its purpose and the plan for the world is that the pneumius should illuminate the world completely, and the illumination should be in a manner, this is the ultimate, the end, the illumination should be in a manner not merely to give light to the chitzonius. The chitzonius have some kind of a pneumistic significance, life, but it is that their life completely envelops and becomes the primary reality in the world, which is accomplished by revealing the meaning of atsmus. Atsmus does not recognize any kind of a helem. Atsmus cannot be mislabish, cannot be contained in a worldly kelim, in a worldly context, and therefore this becomes full revelation of atsmus itself in the world. This is the synopsis. This is the nakudos minor.
At that point, chitzonius.
Baruch, a little louder.
At that point, chitzonius ceases to exist, or ceases to exist independent or apart from pneumius.
Chitzonius ceases to exist.
Everything is pneumius.
Right. But the ceasing to exist for chitzonius is not that there's something missing. Something is eliminated, rather than that all the giluyim that the chitzonius provided are not provided at the pneumius level.
All right. I appreciate that. If anybody wants to push you to expand upon it, that's up to somebody else.
Can't hear you.
I will cede the floor.
We hardly hear you, Baruch.
Okay, well, I'm gonna come over now, Shlomi Yenis, and make sure you hear me. Okay?
That's a good thing.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Looking forward.
All right. So we started the next minor. And the next minor is asks certain questions on the posuk, and then goes back and says that we want to further discuss the principles that we discussed in the previous minor, or the principle of nasa odem b'tzad. The concept.
Can I ask one more question just before you go on? I'm sorry, I realize.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just one more question. So, when Avraham Avinu says, if you don't give me the Beis HaMikdash, you're not giving me anything. So now that we concluded the Mimer, this implies the Beis HaMikdash is the pneumius of the whole world. Is that true?
Well, the Beis HaMikdash represents, Menachem HaMikdash represents the place of korbanos. Korbanos, this is this reveals the presence of atsmus itself.
Karbanos reveals the presence of atsmus.
Right.
That's what the Yidden saw over there in the Beis HaMikdash.
Right, and this is what Avraham Avinu was insistent. I need the Menachem HaMikdash. And if you don't give me Kodesh HaMikdash, you didn't give me anything. You gave me Ha'ora, but I want the Etzem.
Okay. I'm finished.
All right. I want to start 4 lines from the bottom of the top page on page AyinBase 1. So he started saying, reviewing basically what we already said before. Nas odem betzalmeinu. But it's tzelem, this is tzura atzmus. Meaning, this is not a tzura. Normally a tzura is something chitzonius. A tzura normally means a means by which this etzem communicates, shows itself to the outside. That's what a tzura is. But tzelem refers to a tzura at a much higher level. Tzelem is not the tzura made for communication. Tzelem is the tzura that represents, that captures, so to speak, and represents the entire etzem. The etzem is itself is mitztayer in this tzura. I will still have an opportunity to talk about it in more identifiable terms. So he says, "Tzalmeinu, what is Tzalmeinu? The Tzelem Shalmaylo." This is okay. So I'm starting 4 lines from the bottom of the top paragraph. The one begins with mamash. When he's born, and this will be explained previously, now this tzelem that is tzelem atzmi, when the whole etzem is mitztayer in this surah, this is teiro veneshamas surah. Now Torah, we know Torah. Torah is a directive of how to live in the world. Where is Torah in from Tzelem Eliki? However, it means behind it, HaTorah k'mo shehi b'bechinas chochmah hagduma. This refers to the Torah as the Torah is found is in that level of chochmah hagduma, what's called the pristine chochmah. Again, we'll discuss it briefly. Bechinas helem ha'atzmi dechoch. Hagduma means bechinas helem ha'atzmi dechoch. Now, okay, these are terms that come back to us all the time, and we discuss it every time it comes back, but I feel that it's never too much. The first principle to understand is, even by a human being, chochmah, we perceive chochmah as a function, meaning to say, it is a koyach that enables us to understand and to know how to function in the world, chochmah, how to act. So this is a chochmah at a much lower level. This is what's called chochmah chitzonius, functional chochmah. This is a chochmah that one can view, it can argue that this is actually a reactive chochmah. It's a response to a circumstance. It's not a fundamental chochmah. If I didn't have the problem, if I didn't have the question, I wouldn't have the chochmah. I wouldn't need the chochmah. So as we discussed this week, I remember exactly this day, that even by a human being, let me step back. I want to give us, so to speak, a wholesome view of this principle. We said many, many times, the world without a human being has no significance. It's just a world. There's nothing, no reality. What does a human being change? What is it doing? What's unique about the human being? Animals also live and roam around and do their thing. What's unique about the human being is, by the human being, all his functions, all his koiches, and then of course all his activities are funneled, go through the faculty of chochmah. Everything goes through chochmah. What does that mean, you go to the faculty of chochmah? It means that if a human being walks, he walks because his chochmah has perceived that walking is a valid activity. He does not walk instinctively. He walks because his chochmah understood the significance. Like we pointed out many times. It's an amazing thing. The horse, a half hour after it's dropped, runs around. An infant, a human infant, takes him a year before he stands up on his feet. Does this mean that the horse develops so much more quickly, so much advanced, the stupid concept, than a human being? No, it means the opposite. The horse does not walk anywhere near representing the walking of a human being. Totally a different principle. The horse is walking instinctively. If you put a ball up on a hill and the ball will roll, you say the ball is rolling? It's rolling because it's rolling. It's rolling down the hill. The horse is not walking. The horse does not perceive what it means to walk. to stand on its legs, on its feet. A human being, before he can stand up, before the child stands up, he actually processes and has a sense what it means to stand up. And we could see this by observing a child. The child is observing and watching, and he's constantly, he tries to stand up, but he can't. Why is he trying to stand up? Even when he crawls, he'd rather stand up. Why? Even if it's hard for him? Because this is his intellect, this is his neshama. This is it. He senses this is the way, this is what I really want. This is the human reality, to stand up on your 2 feet. It's not instinctively at all. It is his chochmah. Chochmah means it is his neshama, but as the neshama is mislavish in the group, it's called chochmah. Chochmah is the dissemination, the interpretation of neshama in the group. That's called chochmah. The principal statement of neshama is, I'm not world, I'm God. That's the principal statement of neshama. The chochmah, it brings this concept into the group of the person. I'm not world, I'm God. But I'm in the world. So therefore, it gets interpreted on the physical level, in the sense that I stand up on 2 feet. As we've discussed many, many times, standing on 2 feet is not a worldly function. In other words, it's not a worldly phenomenon. It cannot be explained according to worldly rules. It's a very precarious way of standing. We pointed out many times. To crawl on all fours is much more secure in the world than to stand on 2. And not to deviate, just to point out, the serpent was cursed to lose its legs and to crawl on the ground. What does it mean? Because the serpent was cursed to be completely in the world. He's completely part of the world. He doesn't even have any kind of connection to God. The animal stands on 4, so he's standing, at least he's standing, he's holding himself up. There's something holding him, there's some kind of spirit involved in him standing. The serpent doesn't have to involve that. That was his curse. The human being is entirely godly. That's why he stands on 2 feet. Therefore, the child standing up and the horse havdil running you're not talking about the same thing at all. It's not worlds apart. It's godliness versus worldliness. That's the human being. This chochmah, even in a human being, this infant, this child, who perceives that standing up in this world to correlate his neshama to the world, he has to stand. Did he contemplate or did he figure it out? We say, oh, it's embarrassing to crawl. It's more distinctive. It's more dignified to stand. He doesn't go through that. His inner chochmah tells him this is what you have to do. This is what you have to do. He has no contrast. This is how you stand. This is called chochmah. This is called the hell of a chochmah. This is not the conscious chochmah. This is the chochmah as it is coming directly from the neshama and reflected in the group. You're constantly coming to this term chochmah hastuma. Helem HaChochmah. Helem HaChochmah means a chochmah that is present inherently. Doesn't have to speak. It doesn't come through through the debate. This is the sense of living for a human being. This is the chochmah. So the Ayin of chochmah, I've said many times, chochmah, in a sense, this is the principle of called self-awareness. The animal is not self-aware. And whatever the animal does, it does instinctively. Like I said, the ball rolling down the hill. Chochmah is the definition of a real presence. That if he acts in a certain way, he's aware of what he's doing. So the human being is like a moshel for the Yonu Ramadan. The Milo also, so to speak, everything goes through the chochmah. There's nothing precarious, there's nothing instinctive, as we learned in the previous Milo. Everything is bibchira, it chooses. There is a complete choice, a complete judgment process. This is called chochmah hastuma, the concealed chochmah. It's not a chochmah in response to anything, it is the way the etzem is represented. And then on top of it, it's called chochmah hagduma. What does gduma mean? Gduma is a phenomenal statement. Gduma means pristine. As I said before, to us, chochmah, we understand chochmah is a faculty, which means you need it under certain circumstances. Then we discussed a little further the human being, we found out that even by the human being there is what's called a pristine chochmah. A chochmah that defines who he is. Without the chochmah, he's not a human being. And this is what he says over here. Torah and Yisrael. This is the tzelem Elokim. This is Tzalmein. This is the tzelem that is the form that in which the whole etzem is mislavish. Good morning.
He was supposed to. He said he was coming here.
Who?
Baruch, didn't he?
He did.
So I don't see him.
He said that yesterday.
Oh,
I was just keep making these noises. This is pristine.
well, I was worried about you. I didn't see you sneak in, so I hear this
All right,
sound.
all right.
You thought I was getting money.
This was not him. This was not Baruch.
That's somebody else.
Yeah.
I hope he's okay.
All right. This is Torah Shem Yisrael.
Where are you over?
V'haina. Okay, I'm still on that line. V'haina ha'Torah k'may shehi b'bchinas chochmah hagdula. 4 lines from the end of the top paragraph. Torah, the way it is, b'bchinas chochmah hagduma. What's chochmah hagduma? Chochmah hagduma means the inherent chochmah, the pristine chochmah. This is not chochmah in response to circumstance. How do I act under this circumstance? It's chochmah that represents who am I. Keduma, what does keduma mean? Keduma means, in a manner of speech, it came to be when I came to be. Not I came to be first and then chochmah came as a result of circumstances in which I participated.
This is the motion of the child, the baby is trying to stand up.
Right.
Before he's the person.
Before it's not a response to anything.
Perceives the occasion.
It precedes all his development is based on this chochmah.
So we're starting basically right after the previous minor left off.
Yeah.
Right? It's the same concept. There's 100 pages in between here somewhere. Something
What?
happens, huh? There's 100 pages in between here that something went on. You don't
It was
get.
printed in two different volumes. Yeah. It was printed additionally, and then there's another volume altogether, and that we're going to
Direct
get.
entries from the previous.
Direct entry.
So this goes all the way back to the selling material atsmus.
Two atsmus.
Quite a bit.
Yeah. Okay, I hope that the term chochmah hagduma is clear, because it's a kind of an anomaly. Chochmah is a functioning koyach, as we know it. A koyach is an action that takes place outside of the essence.
Is this chochmah kaidim to even things like rocks and tiny? It's kaidim. It's a keduma.
Well,
There's nothing ahead of
well,
it.
the answer is yes. That yes needs to be elaborated on. But the answer is yes. The reason I have Rotzen and Tainug, that we learned before in the first mind, the Rotzen and Tainug is b'bchira. Rotzen and Tainug is not an automatic thing. That's the chochmah.
The chochmah of Duma is behind this choice.
Behind this choice. Nothing is compelled over there. This is what I like. I have no choice. No, there's no such thing. Somebody's phone is not muted. We'd appreciate if you would. Okay, so now we can understand the term further. Because helam ho'atzmi de chochmah. Helam ho'atzmi. Again, chochmah is a function, is a koyach. A koyach that's behelam doesn't act, doesn't exist. So we say no. There's what's called the helam ho'atzmi de chochmah. Which means again that this knowledge and this understanding, this perception is not something that one becomes perceived as a result of some circumstance, a result of some experience. It is perceived before I know that this thing as perceiving anything. This is called hell. If you ask your child, why do you want to stand up? Why don't you crawl? Would that be a valid question? not a valid question. Why? I stand out because I'm a human being. What if you would crawl? What's wrong with that? It doesn't become, it's not becoming.
What is the effect?
Not suitable.
What is the effect on this non-standing up crawling baby of the fact that there's other human beings walking around standing up? Does that matter or it doesn't matter?
It matters. Like I mentioned many times. There are many things that alert us to certain principles. But they only alert us, they only trigger. We picked them up because we relate to them. If not for that, we would just let it go by.
It's like cleanliness in the cats.
What?
It's like cleanliness we learn from the cats.
Yeah, that's right. We discussed this many times, this principle. Yes, he has to see it. If the child, for example, grows up without seeing a human being standing up, he only saw cats running around, and he also, so therefore he never thought of standing up, and he crawls on all fours. There is going to be a persistent anomaly in his mind, in his nature. Something is not right. And he couldn't put a finger on it.
It's not going to be a happy cat.
It's not going to be a happy cat. This is what the idiots are saying to us. You human beings, you're just hoarding. You're self-serving. You're saying you're superior to the animals. How dare you?
It's not fair.
This is what this thing comes from. Because they do not perceive the union from chochmah to atsmus. Logical chochmah does not tell you that walking is better than crawling. Chochmah coming from the neshama. This is not real. This is your own perception of your own superiority.
Look over.
Huh?
Lest the person, if a person stands and he's able to fall, but if you're crawling around all the time, you don't have that risk.
Well, that's
So
what we
they're
discussed
like,
many times.
it's like they want to avoid all kinds of tests that we have.
And we said this many times. And the serpent is the most secure in the ground. Okay. So this is the Ayin. Torah k'meishi b'chinas chochmah. The Ayin ha-Torah. The Torah is like it came down to us, and we have a Torah that guides us and tells us exactly how we should live in this world. But this Torah is not something that is in response to the worldly circumstance. This Torah speaks and speaks the way things are at the highest and the most pristine level possible, where they are in atsmus. And when it comes down to us, it's expressed in our terms. Like we said before, chochmah, human chochmah, innate human chochmah says you have to stand up on people. That applies to the human being as he is in this physical world. How is this concept present in the innate chochmah itself? How is this concept present in the innate chochmah itself? In the innate chochmah itself, it's perceived that the spirit, the chochmah, this is what's supposed to, this is the principle of human being. Not his functioning koiches, not chesed, not gvura, not tiferes, not machshava dibur ma'aseh. What is human being? Human being is what he stands for. This is perceived in the chochmah. Then it is translated, so to speak, when it comes into the physical world, it's translated in this manner. That you stand up and keep the head completely above the entire foray of the world, and look down and say, okay, here's what we have to do. Just go there. How can I get? Just go there. Crawl with your feet, crawl with your hands, whatever. Go there. That's the chochmah. Okay, so let's go ahead. And even above that, we said that Torah, this is b'chinas chochmah hakduma. And even above that, the way Torah are in the aspect of shashui, of the enjoyment of atsmus. The v'eri shashui, v'hu b'chinas tainug ho'atzmi, as we can conclude at the end of this mimer, tainug ho'atzmi, the essential, the tainug of the etzem, ha'kolu be'atzmus yizbor. What does this mean? Hakol atzmus yizbor. Like we said before, I hope that we know how we understand how to strip these words from their physical implication. A human being has a sense of self-ID. Self-ID. He knows who he is. It's a must. He must know what he is. That's what makes a human being a human being. Like we said the other day, I remember this week or last week, a human being is aware of very less part of him. He's aware of, he knows, he's constantly aware of his little toe. As you think about it, that's not to think about it. In his chochmah, his entire being is being sustained by his chochmah. And his awareness. When he has to stand up and go, he doesn't have to figure out, okay, how do you do that? Using that as a motion, that's what you're saying. Does a human being like himself or he doesn't like himself?
You know from an earlier discussion, he wouldn't change his face for anybody else's.
His face, his nose.
His nose.
Then there's a sense of reality.
They're sick.
What was that?
Some people get their noses quote unquote fixed.
Some people do a lot of things. Some people decide that walking on the head is the proper way to do that. But a human being who has the human spirit in him, he will not exchange himself. He has the oineg of being a human being. There's no question about it. And it's not a question, I love myself. This is the oineg of life. What's it about being a human being? Not because I'm superior to anyone. Just because I'm myself. Because there's a reality that comes along with being who I am.
So just like an animal doesn't have coffee, an animal also doesn't have this kind of attitude.
No. an animal, everything goes through completely in a different process. Bishman says, "Hu bechinas tainug ho atzmi hakol lo be'atsmus yisbor." In atsmus, there is tainug ho atzmi. Is atsmus a human being? No. So you should understand, they're giving a much of a human being because a human being is made with salmeina. Human being really is reflective of a lakus. To understand that he is a creation reflecting of a lakus. He's a creation reflective of lakus. He's not an atzmus, but he represents an atzmus. And we said many times, the human presence in the world is not of a secondary nature, of it's a primary nature. He belongs here. He owns the world. He makes the world into a world. The world is defined by there being a human being. Okay, let's go weiter. Vechein neshamas. Oh, this is the inyan from Torah. It said Torah and neshamas. This is the inyan hatzelem, tzelem eliki. Tzelem means that it is a tzelem, a tzura atsmus. Torah is a tzura of a lakus. It is a tzura of a lakus. Neshamas likewise. K'moishim ushroshim b'pnimis ve'atzmus einsot baruch. In that level, in that state, as they are mushrosh, rooted in a pnimis and atsmus einsot, they are also tzelem. A human being walks not for protection, not for defense, not for security. He walks because he owns the whole world. He has to cover his property. Put it in some kind of a term. Zavu tzura atzmus, bechinas ho atsmus nitztaya b'teir u'neshamas. This is the meaning of tzura atzmus. The atsmus, the bechina of atzmus, that's nitztaya b'teir u'neshamas. The aspect of atzmus as it comes into form of teir u'neshamas. Again, this is a daring thing, but I'd like we should have some kind of a relation to these terms. Torah is a statement of right and wrong, of will. Veneshamas is a statement of giving life. The inyan, like we said the other day, an etzem that has nothing to say about itself is not an etzem. Even though there is nothing compelling him to say anything, right? It's all good here. But nevertheless, he stands for something. Be'etzem is sensuous. Not because he needs it, not because it complements it, but because that's what an etzem is. All right, I better stop before you go too far.
He doesn't have to say anything, but he has what to say. If he decides to say it.
He says by his presence.
You just said a moment ago. That's and he doesn't have anything to say by himself. So that's it.
That's right. If his presence says nothing, then he's not an entity. That's I think that's it.
Kostet macht das Fieber.
I'm sorry?
Kostet macht das Fieber.
Yeah. That's what he said. A human being came to the world. The definition of a human being is that he is to affect the world. That's the definition of a human being. He represents a godly mission, by definition, not by additional function. This is what he is. Okay, let's go. Okay. Om Nom. I don't know what you know. Okay. Om Nom. Adayin tzorich lehav. In truth, however, we still need to understand. There's still something left here that's not fully explained. What is that? If we examine that posuk, we will find that is koyi al ha'odom shalamato. That actually refers to the human being here below on earth. Not the neshama as it is rooted in atsmus, but the human being as he is here below. The hainu shanshama lamato, which simply means a very simple statement. The neshama here below, he betzalmeinu. The neshama here below is betzalmeinu. Is a representative of Tzelem Eliki.
You may have thought Adam Kadmon.
Well, Lefi Mashin is Boiliyil, but according to what we just now explained, or Bir Birarei, the Tzalmeinu Zel Neshamas, Kameshu Mushoshim, Be Atsmus and Sodboy. That's Tzalmeinu, the Neshamas, the way they Mushosh and Atsmus and Sodboy. Not the way the Neshama is here Lamata. Im Kain, therefore, Eich Shayach Lema Betzalmeinu Al Hashama Lamato. How can you say Atzalmeinu applying it to the Shama here below? V'alo Yodua, but it is known the Hanshama Hamulabesh is Beguv, that the Neshama that is actually dressed and imbued in the body, and actually that expresses itself through the body, means Harei Rag Ha'oro. That is only the Ha'ora of the Neshama. Umiktzat HaNeshama. It's a little bit of the Neshama. V'yiker HaNeshama hi l'mayla. And the principle of the Neshama is above, not here below. Hainu, what part of the neshama is he below? This is the rag bechinas nara, only the aspect of this lower three madregas of the neshama, which is nefesh, ruach, and neshama. or neshama, ruach, and nefesh, going from top down. Neshama, ruach, and nefesh. Zeh ha-mislabsh, hein ha-mislabshin. They are the ones who are mislabish in the guf. Avo bechinas chaya v'yichido, but the upper part of the neshama, chaya v'yichido, ein no mislabish in the guf, are not mislabish in the guf.
Is it clear to everybody what these five things are?
What?
Is it clear to everybody? I'm odd one out.
Absolutely. Everybody knows what it is. They have it in their pocket.
Like you know.
When Chassidus gets to talking about Haran, they'll lose it right away.
Yeah, okay, we'll talk a little bit about it. Our bechinas chaya v'yichido, but the chaya v'yichido aspect of the neshama, eino mislabshim b'guf. They are not mislabish, they're not imbued in the guf. Mislabish b'guf does not mean they're not present in the guf. Pardon. But it means they're not mislabish. Mislabish, like we said before, chochmah. Chochmah is a neshama even. Chochmah is how the neshama is translated in the guf level. Chochmah is the place where a person is aware of his thought. Neshama is not aware of the thought. Chochmah is aware of the thought. This is called mislabish. Mislabish is